So hi everyone, I'm Noaksey and this is Tyrone of Rising Star Games.
How you doing? You alright, guys?
So just to ask a few questions about the beginnings, where you see yourself in the next sort of 5 to 10 years. Some questions about the developers that are showing and games that you've seen of interest so far. And I've got a couple of questions at the end. You don't have to answer them, but it's just out of interest.
Yeah,
okay?
I'll try my best.
So right from the beginning, so tell me a bit about how Rising Star Games started.
So Rising Star Games has been going just over 10 years now. Actually, we're coming into our 11th year now, so we're still in our 10th year anniversary. And the company started as a two-man team, really. We started off with the Harvest Moon titles, the Bubble series. So we came from a Japanese kind of background, and all of the video games that we've kind of published since have kind of still had that kind of sense of a difference from what other people are doing. We're a boutique publisher. We don't ever shout and say that we're going to be having the next AAA game. We're going to be doing this amazing title. We've always found titles that when you play them, you realise that there's a lot of love being put into those titles, and that kind of, I think, sets us apart from the others. There's been a lot of publishers over the years that have come and gone, and we're still here. So I think that's a testament that we're doing something right, at least.
Absolutely. I mean, my first Rising Star sort of experience title was actually Cloud Build.
Okay.
But that was prior to you taking on the franchise. But I got to know the guys at Rising Star, and then of course you guys picked them up. So how do you know what game that you feel that you can help?
I think that, again, that comes back to our core values. We see a lot of games come through Rising Star Games, and we'll say, okay, we'll sit down as we would at this desk, and let's have a computer there, a screen there, and let's go through each one. And we'll just say, what makes that a Rising Star Games game? And we will sit there and we'll deliberate, and we'll find out for ourselves, is that something that suits our brand? We've seen games that I know there's no way we couldn't touch them with a basketball. It just doesn't suit us at all. And that's a good thing, that we can kind of understand what we are. That we've got a brand, we know what we can do, and what we can excel at and help publishers. Coilworks was a great example, in the sense that those guys, when they were making Cloud Build, they understood that there was a market for that type of speed game. Sonic was doing such a good thing, and then when it kind of went to the 3D world, it wasn't really what people wanted.
Yeah.
And what they made in Cloud Build was something that just kind of took away all of those limitations that you would have normally have thought would have been part of that speed kind of genre. And that for us kind of went, okay, you know what? Let's see what you guys can do when you're making an actual video game. And looking at it from the ground up, those guys built something that, for me, is still, I still can't believe that it's actually possible. It's so fast. It's so quick. But it was a Rising Star style game. There was no violence. There wasn't any death. In a sense, someone's got amnesia. So we embraced it, and it worked out for us.
So when you sort of look, because you guys also develop some titles, don't you?
Yeah, in the sense that when we were our parent company, one of our ex-parent company, Marvelous, they used to develop games. Now we find ourselves with our new parent company that we kind of do it in tandem. We will look for stuff and we will share that on the Asian side, and vice versa, and they'll bring stuff over. But yeah, there was a stage where we were kind of getting games, and we could influence development in some little ways here and there. But
so now you're sort of...
Well, we would never say to ourselves, we're a developer. We're a publisher, and we're a publisher of great games. That's what we do.
So would you say you're indie game publishers, or would you say you're just publishers broad sense?
For the amount of time that we've been in the industry, we're publishers. We have a business and a core model that helps indie developers. We can help them do things that they wouldn't normally be able to do. These guys are coming straight out of college. They're just starting out. They're just trying to get themselves on their feet when it comes to games development. And where we can help you with that when it comes to the marketing, the PR, just the support itself and understanding the processes of getting it from paper to putting it on a PC or whatever you're running it on to the shelf.
Yeah.
You know, and those three stages, as much as it sounds very simple, there's so many processes in between there that we can guide you through that because we've had so much experience. So we would never say we're an indie publisher. We understand video games, we understand the mechanics of video games, and we can help you understand it too.
So if there is any inspiring indie developer out there that wanted to put themselves forward to Rising Star Games, what would you say to them? What would your advice be initially?
I think be true to yourself is probably the main thing for any developer. I think one thing from seeing the amount of games that we've had come through, there are a lot of people or a lot of developers up and coming that haven't got an identity yet. Some of them do, and most of them do, but there are a small few that still are finding their feet and understanding what their message is. What do you want to bring to the table? What is different?
Yeah.
And I think if there's any advice we can give is, if you know your limitations, stick within what you know. Don't reach outside the box because you'll never get yourself out of development. You'll find yourself kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And we can help you with that as well. We have situations where we've had to get people over that finish line. But I think if you can understand your limitations and you can make a beautiful game, just do it. Just go for it. You know, I think that's the whole thing about games. It's freedom, and the freedom comes with you understanding what you can do and what you can't do. You know, I mean,
your own limitations.
As much as I want to be a WWE wrestler, I ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? I want to be in there, but I know I'm not gonna be able to suplex guys. It's not gonna happen. You know, or jump off the top rope. No, it's not gonna happen. So I know what my dreams are, but at the same time, I know I can watch it, I can enjoy it, and I can consume it. But I can never say to myself, I'm gonna be part of that. If you know that, you should be fine.
Excellent. Okay, so the other questions I have for you. So at this very event at EGX where we are now, has there been any title or publisher that's piqued your interest?
Yes, there's always games that, I mean, I'm a gamer. I think if I said there wasn't and all I love is Rising Star games, I'm just a straight up liar. But yeah, there are games that I really like, and even right next to our stand we've got Gang Beasts. That game, you know, as much as I'm standing at my stand, I kind of glance over like, that looks kind of cool. We've had it in the office as well, so we've been playing it and seeing different builds of it, and it's an enjoyable game. It's fun, you know. From that kind of indie side of things, you can see that there's so much more to do in video games. Not as much as people say, oh, things are getting very repetitive. When you see stuff like that, it just makes you think there's a lot more to do.
There is a lot more to do.
You know, and even that goes back to what we're doing with Lumo. I mean, Lumo is a love letter to the past, and when you look at the games that are influencing that video game, it brings back my memories of when I used to have my Spectrum, ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, all the way through to my Master System, you know, and getting my Mega Drive. All of those things are actually in the game, and I'm like, oh, there's Gordon the Gopher. It's like, where did that come from? So, but it makes you think that there's something really refreshing still happening with video games, and yeah, the indie scene is doing that. But that motif of everybody knows what they want to do and knows limitations and knows what they can do to tell a good story, and that's effectively.
Excellent. And the final question, as I seem to be asking everyone the same question. If there was anyone kind of inspiring indie devs that don't have a clue where to get started, what would your advice to them be?
To an indie dev that doesn't have a clue. Say again, repeat that question.
So if you met a guy who wanted to become an indie dev.
Okay. But they know what they're doing?
No, they haven't got a clue.
Okay.
What would you suggest? Do you have any kind of platforms or anything you would suggest to them?
I don't think you actually have to know how to program to make a video game. There are people that can help you with that. Maybe it's just starting from getting a story, getting something going. I mean, I have my own personal interest in story making. I don't know how to make a video game, but I know how to tell a story in a video game. then those are the steps that you need to take with any form of creative process. You might not know how to have all the skills, but I think practice makes perfect. Pushing, looking at other things, what influence you is another key thing that could probably help you as a up and coming want to be developer. Look at what else everyone else is doing and seeing if you can kind of do something to change them. Flip it on its head, challenge the system, the conformity of things. There's things out there that can do that for you.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time today. So we're here at EGX right now. As I mentioned before, this is Tyrone from Services Games. Please check out their stuff. Lumo was the game you mentioned.
Yeah, Lumo. We've got Lumo there. We've got Lumini. We have One Upon Light. I Want to Be Human. Super Beat Sonic, and Poncho. We have 6 titles over there. So yeah, come and see us. You'll be here. Have a good time.
Excellent. And that's until next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.